Oops. Sorry to everyone. Sorry to the people in the tube. Nyahoo! It's Kaho. Awake from sunburn, ready for duty. What? I'm here. What? I'm here. Yeah. Oh. As always, today's a little bit embarrassing. Whew. Kaho, oh my gosh, it's a self-proclaimed martyr. Got sacrificed to the timeout corner. Got sacrificed to death and came back. Came back a hero. Yeah. Whew. Today I have a special stream for all of you guys. It's a little bit, once again, embarrassing. But yeah, today I am doing a body cam stream today. It is true. I don't know, do we get straight into it? Do we stall? I kind of like the idea of stalling. I kind of like the idea of just chatting. She has risen from the ashes of the dawn. Let me send out the tweet. There we go. Whew. I'm so nervous. Kaho hates me. Whew. A little bit of teasing. Yeah. How's everybody doing today? Has everybody had a nice day today? Has everybody, I don't know, did anyone do something nice, eat something nice? I almost had an ice cream. Almost had an ice cream. Didn't, but I was this close. You're doing great? That's great. Not really. Just another day. Another day in Kiryuville. Do I do it? It is a little bit. My heart is pounding a little bit. Oh. I mean, you never get used to it. You never get used to the body cams. Another day that passed by in a blink. Really, I feel like today was pretty. Not too. Whatchamacallit? Expose the tummy. Okay, let's just rip off the band-aid and then we can go and chat. All right, let me put the body cam on stream. Is everything? You can see a little bit. Let me hide that before I put the camera on. All right. All right. I guess I gotta do it, huh? Let me move me as well. Over. How small do I need to be? Maybe this small? I'm happy with this small. Blip. Blip. Okay. I'm happy with this. Yahoo! Yahoo! Ooh. Is that a little bit of... Is that a little bit of... No. We're in black and white town. We're in black and white town again today. What is she hiding? Are you guys talking about that? Are you guys talking about the the big mysterious little pile of what would you call it? It's called a doona. It's called a doona. Look, it's summer. I decided I don't need a doona anymore, and so I have taken the doona off my bed, put it over there, and that's how we got here. A doona. Does the word doona have two O's in it? D-O. I'm gonna say it's got two O's. D-O-O-N-E-R. Yeah. It's embarrassing. I do, if you hear fan noises and if you see a little bit of ruffling and whatnot, the fan is on. The overhead fan. I got an overhead fan over here. It's on. You look cold. I'm not that cold, actually. I do also... Stand-up time. I got no... What's it called? No tights on today. It's just Kaho and Yaneko. That's it. Oh, and I got no socks on. If you guys see my feet... I don't know what to say. So scandalous. So actually, whatchamacallit? So actually, one of my ankles, right? Because I was planning maybe, maybe we could do a couple of squats today. One of my ankles, this ankle, right here, the one I'm tapping, right hand. This is my right hand side. This is your, well, it's my, you can see it's my right hand, but it's your left hand. Right, my camera's not inverted. If I were to write the word stupid, you would see the words, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, you know how about a week ago, I like completely destroyed my legs? Yeah. I couldn't walk for like a whole, I don't know. Well, until now, right? Like I can walk now a little bit, but my ankle has puffed up on my right leg, genuinely about this big. Like about double the size it should be. And also, it's a problem, right? Like this, my belly button is here, right? This is my belly button. But the skirt doesn't actually fall down until I stand up. And then there's my belly button. So it's gotta be, Destroyed your legs, what did you do? I did accidental exercise way past how much I should have done exercise. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Time to see a doctor. Peak thumbnail. Oh yeah, it is. Her biggest fan is right above her. It's really nice. Although I do have it's not that high right now. It can get more powerful, but I decided not to make it too powerful for today. Jonathan, you should be scared of Daisy. You know what's so weird? Normally I have like a second monitor here. I can see everything. Today, I can't see things. I'm blind. I gotta like manually pick up my mouse and like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm complaining over nothing, I'm sure. But this is, Kaho blind. I'm blind. I can only see one screen. This is, any of you that live with one screen, this is horrible. I don't know how you do it. No, I'm just kidding. Most of the time most of my life I've had one screen. But recently I got the art tablet and then that's sort of acted as a second screen. And then I'm sort of like, yeah. Yeah, I assume it's really hard to see things on the screen when it is in grayscale. You can... Okay, it is a little bit... I must admit, it is a little bit unsaturated right now. This is a lot more vibrant of a green. But, you can see color. That's color. It's a capybara. I don't know how far I can... Nope, that's the keyboard. Brr, brr. Brr, brr. Is it gonna work? Come on. That's a mouse. And that's the keyboard. Come on. Keep it going. I'm trying to like make sure it doesn't fall off the desk. That's my biggest concern. Come on. There we go. Look, it's a capybara. Isn't it cute? He's swatting away. I think there are flies. Oh, there are flies. No, there's no flies. It's just swatting nothing. Anyway, back it goes. Now I've got to do the opposite process. I'm holding it down so it doesn't fall. Is that a horse? It's a capybara. If you don't call it cute, you're timed out for 60 seconds. The tyranny continues. Yeah, you assume... Oh, wait, yeah. You only have a MacBook, Daisy. Oh. But, okay, here's the thing. I also used to actually use I used to use a laptop, and I would put on, like, a little stand, so that, like, how do I put it? So that, like, the laptop would be a monitor, right? And then I would have my art tablet here, and it would be wonderful. Like, I mean, that worked as well, like, having, like, the HDMI plugged into the laptop. But it didn't, like, the laptop's processing power. It's like, how many windows could I have open on that laptop? And I was like, I could have maybe Discord and a game, and then, like, anything else is sort of pushing it. So I can totally understand with the whole, like, laptop thing of not wanting to use so many screens. It's very cute. Thank you. Someone appreciates my desk mat. We'll have to keep the 100% streak that you drop something in a body cam. Have I dropped something in a body? No, I don't think in a body cam. I think it's just regular streams that I drop stuff. I don't think body cams have dropped things, have I? No, I dropped the water bottle once, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, I totally did. Water bottle. Yeah, mine is on a stand and I have a keyboard. Yeah. I don't know, putting a laptop on a stand, like having a laptop just like here on your desk, trying to like look down at it, it doesn't work. You gotta have like the laptop like up in like your eye level, you know what I'm saying? Because there's no like desks that are like at eye level. And if there is, then you're typing like this, you know, you look like a zombie and it's not good for your arms. Oh, did you guys hear, Australia beat the world today? Wait, did we? Hold on, let me check. Did Australia versus the world, who won? Swimming 2025. There was a swimming event. I don't know if it was big outside of Australia, but it was big within Australia. It's called Australia versus the world, and basically what they did is they grabbed, oh, that is the wrong thing. I need to go over here. They grabbed like a bunch of Australian swimmers and then a bunch of swimmers from the world. In the most general term possible, the world, right? And then they like, you know, did a bunch of fun competitions, right? It's kind of like sport. You know, sport is usually very professional, right? Like sport usually they've got all like the rigorous judges. You're not meant to like distract the competitors. There's not meant to be any random chance. Nothing's meant to change. Like sport is very set, right? It's there and there's no like, you get what I'm saying? There's not like, it's very professional. Whereas this one was like trying to be very entertaining, right? Like it was kind of trying to be an entertainment show as opposed to like just a sport. And so they were like, you know, they had like a teams of judges and at any point they could like whack a button and they'd do it very dramatically, right? They would be like, oh, wow, wow, I'm gonna hit the button, bonk. But yeah. Then Australia competed against the world in a bunch of swimming competitions and we won! We won! Australia is better than the world at swimming. That is a lie, by the way. I think in the Olympics, I don't think Australia wins more than half of medals. I think what happened is it's Australia versus the swimmers from the rest of the world that were willing to come to Australia. Because, like, yeah, Australia has, like, is very good at swimming, right? Like, we're amazing at swimming, but we're not that good. That a population of 27 million could beat the whole world at an entire sport. And so, instead, whatchamacallit? Instead, I'm sure it's just, like, you know, only the people who could be bothered to head down to Australia during... what, a fortnight before Christmas? 12 days? 12 days for me before Christmas? Wait, we could start the song. On the first day of Christmas, my lover gave to me one partridge in a pear tree, I think it is. Is that what it is? On the second day of Christmas, my lover gave to me two... Is it 2 singing geese? No, it's not. All I remember is 1 partridge in a pear tree, 5 golden rings. Is it 11 ladies dancing? I know in, whatchamacallit? I think when it comes to, like, bingo or something. I don't know. I got told, I've never, like, played bingo myself. Or at least not played an official game of bingo. I had, you know, I've played, like, those ones where it's, you just roll it yourself and it's you and a bunch of mates and there's no money involved. Just playing bingo, and then you realize how bad of a game bingo is because it's all luck. But yeah. What was I saying about bingo? I lost my train of thought already. But yeah, I remember being told when they get 11, or like whenever they get a number, they'll like make it memorable. You know, they won't just be like number 9, but they'll be like, "Lucky number 9, 9 oranges in a like bathtub," right? To make it like nice and memorable. Yeah. OMG, I didn't even realize it was that close to Christmas already. Yeah. 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 It is. I mean, you still got an extra day, right? You guys over in America still got so much time. You got an extra, like, 16, I think? What time is it? It's 11. It's 11 for you guys. It's 1 for me. So much math. 12 plus 2. That's 14. No? Wait. 1. I think it's 14. You guys got an extra 14 hours. 8 a.m. Oh, Daisy, you're the way over in the, West? West Coast? No, wait, not... The West... You know, America is confusing. West Coast. There we go. America is so confusing. I mean, it depends on if you celebrate at the 24th or the 25th. Yeah, Australia is the 25th, and I think most of America is the 25th as well. Yeah, it's quite uncommon to see here anyone, like, any celebrations happening on the 24th. I mean, you'll get the New Year celebrations, right? You'll get, like, the roads will still be busy, but... You won't have like any kids running around being like, yeah, this is what present I got, this is that present, this is I don't know what the kids get for Christmas nowadays, right? If I were a kid, what would I want for Christmas? I would want the newest VR glasses and iPad. No, they would already have one. I would want like the newest VR glasses. I feel like that would be cool. In fact, the other day, I was at a I was at the op shop, you know, buying the clothes, and while I was there, like a parent with 2 children came in, and one of the children found that there was like VR, you know, VR goggles on display being sold. He got so excited. He was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Can I get this? I'll never ask for anything again. This will complete my life. He was genuinely acting like this was the problem to like all global conflict, all world hunger. This one, him owning these like VR glasses, this will solve the world. And so they actually, because it was like $40 I think. Apparently the person didn't have the money on them, so they were like, oh hey, can we put it on hold? I'll come back tomorrow and, you know, I'll bring the money and buy it. But I was like, I've never seen someone get so excited over VR glasses. We used to open one gift on Christmas Eve. Ooh, that's a fun tradition, like teasing, and you gotta like make it a themed Christmas each year. Like each year there's like a theme to the gifts. And so when someone opens up one gift, they're like, oh, what's the theme gonna be for this Christmas? What's the other gifts gonna be based off this one gift? I think that would be fun. I was gonna say if I ever have kids, that's what I'll do. But there might be a little bit of waiting. You would want more Kaho tummy? Rah. That's the problem. It's like, this is my ribcage. Like, you're not getting Kaho tummy when I do this. You're getting Kaho ribcage. Right? The Kaho tummy is down where the skirt is, but my pelvis is preventing the skirt from physically going... I accidentally undid the zip a little bit. Physically going down. My fat ass. Yeah. Yahoo, BB! Yahoo! How are you doing? Now we can finally watch things in VR. Isn't VR meant to be used for games? But like, I know you can watch things in VR. There's like a YouTube 360 experience. You just play, like VR is for gaming. Right? I feel like, what else do you use VR for? Unless you got like a whole... Okay, hear me out. You buy like a chair that has like shaking features and the fans, and then you can like go through one of those virtual experience. That would be cool. Though, to be fair, I've never owned or used VR glasses. The only time I've used VR glasses, I don't know why I keep alternating between the words, is when I was at the shop once, and they let me play Beat Saber for free once. And I did really horrible. Because also, this is like back when, like VR goggles were like very, very new, right? And so, yeah. Your little sister wants a Labubu. Labubu are really easy to get now, Daisy. They have them on the site pretty often now. Also, if she wants a specific one, get it on stock. The second-hand Labubu market. Is Labubu like Pokemon? Like, you know how like with Pokemon cards, right? They say oftentimes a really rare card, like an old and rare card, would sell for less than an old booster pack. Right? Like, the idea of, like, the not knowing what's inside is worth more to some people than the actual, like, card, the good card. I think that's what I've heard before. A lot of the time it's like, yeah. Hard disagree. Oh, watching movies in VR is great because you can make it look like you have massive TV, or like you're watching movies on the side of a mountain. Whoa, I have never... Yeah, once again, I've never like owned a VR, but I've never heard of people watching movies in VR. Huh? Because I feel like, at least when I use VR, once again, this is like when VR was coming out, so what? 8 years ago, I want to say is... I don't know. When was like VR first becoming popular? How should I Google this? Oculus 2 release date. There we go. 2020 for the Oculus 2. The Oculus 1, we're talking 2016? So somewhere in between, we'll say 2018 is when this happened. So basically 7 years ago. Basically, I'm perfectly correct and all of you guys are wrong. But yeah, the quality was way worse back then. I don't think I could watch a movie in the VR set that I got offered. Nah. But I also feel like I've heard VR gives you like a headache. Not just because of like the wooziness of not being in like the real world, but also just because like VR headsets are like just the way they fit around your face. I've been told often the pressure over time just gives you a headache. Yeah. Oh lord, not the Labubu. About 10 years since it's usable. Yeah. It definitely wasn't 10. I'm gonna say it very likely wasn't a decade ago when I used this at a mall, but it was more than 5 years ago. In between 5 and 10 years. Yeah. How when I got my front teeth done, like, 15 years ago, they gave me movie glasses to watch a movie during the procedure. Huh? Wait, is that like basically the same as like VR, except it doesn't track your head movement? It just like, it's just sort of like sticking a screen, and then is that, because I imagine that would have been, because I don't know if they had yeah, it was just for the movies. And did it track your head movement, or was it just for like, was it literally just a screen in front of your face? Sorry, can you guys see my armpits? You cannot see my armpits. No. Just the dead body. Oh, Bibi wasn't here for the dead body. There's a dead body in the background. Don't mind it. Don't mind the dead body. Ignore it. Look, there is something underneath that. I must admit, I did purposefully use that to cover something else. The other thing is not a dead body, mind you. But, who put that there? Why is it leaking red? Interesting, Kaho. Sticking a screen on existed for way longer. Yeah, when you first said, I thought you meant 3D glasses, and that took me way back. Oh my god, do you guys remember like going to the cinemas and the 3D movies, and they would like come out, and then they would even have the 5D experience where they would, or 4D I think, where they would also have like the fans and mist and whatnot, sort of like, yeah. Do we all remember that? They still have them? I have not seen like a 3D movie advertised in a while, but I do imagine that is still very popular, especially since like you can watch a regular movie pretty easily at home now, but you can't watch a 4D movie at home easily. I mean, you could create your own experience, right? Go grab a friend, put on Jurassic Park in 3D, give them the 3D glasses, right? I believe Jurassic Park got a 3D boot, and then just stand there with the water bottle and a like handheld fan. Squirt, squirt, squirt. Oh, the best homemade 4D experience. Whew. There is a strange absence of moose in the chat. Are you guys saying moose is under that big pile of doona? Also, BB, do you know what a doona is? I feel like a lot of people didn't know what a doona is. Do you know what a doona is? Is moose a body? No. Moose is still kicking it. They have the crazy movie experiences at Vegas. Oh my gosh. Vegas Sphere. Yeah, I feel like though, a lot of people who said that they've gone to Vegas Sphere, they're like, it's pretty underwhelming, and they paid like a lot of money for it, right? But I think it's like a feat of engineering, right? Like, I feel like it's definitely something that could, not saying it definitely will be, but could be something where like you kind of look at it, you know, 50 years from now, and you're like, wow, that was the Eiffel Tower of its time, you know? But it's just like, the building it was really cool, and it's like beautiful. But then apparently all they do, at least like when it was first built, I haven't heard anything on in like the past year. When it was first built, apparently it was just a bunch of, what's it called? Like a bunch of just advertisements being played. And it was really bright and annoying, and yeah. Maybe not quite the Eiffel Tower. You know what I mean. Like, there's a chance it could be like a monument, like of Las Vegas. I feel like it's pretty big. It's just, it really matters like how it goes on in the future. Are there like only 3 films that you can play? Yeah, I feel like whatchamacallit, I feel like it's kind of, you know, what are they called? Planetariums. I feel like planetariums already had the right idea. Right? Planetariums were so amazing. I don't know what the Sphere does that planetariums don't do, but maybe the Sphere is like full 3D. You look below you and there's screens. Your whole chair is just one big screen. Yeah. That would be so creepy, actually. Like, you have to go to the toilet and you're walking over like clouds or something. Also, what was the message that Jonathan's? What do you say? Never mind. That is a good point. I don't want to know what Jonathan's messages are. It's definitely something I enjoyed the Sphere experience. Oh, did you go to the Sphere, Max? Did you go to the Sphere? Whoa. Well, how would you describe it as different from what was I talking about? From a planetarium, like the half dome. What the FK? I feel like if I yeah, I feel like it doesn't sound so cool if I try to pronounce it. But I don't want to go dropping F-bombs now. You guys are the ones who drop F-bombs, not me. I'm wholesome. This is AI? This? You're telling me... Oh, let me get up again. You're telling me that... Squat? That this tummy is AI. That was so much effort. Why is it so much effort to... Oh... Maybe I don't want to get too close to the dead body. Not only am I gonna trip over the dead body, I am also, an arm is gonna like grab my ankle. You guys are gonna see my feet. My feet. Actually, one of my foot, the ankle that's swollen has, whatchamacallit? What am I trying to say? The swollen ankle has a little bandage thing. Well, what are they called? Like, you know, the bandages that you have to wrap and it's like, it has a bandage. It has a bandage around it to make sure it doesn't sprain and to keep the swelling down. Yeah. Stop giving out... Stop giving out feet for free. Make Jonathan pay more for the feet. BB's trying to hike the prices up for when she gets a monopoly on my feet. During the BB Kaho road trip, America road trip, BB's gonna be taking so many Kaho feet pictures and selling them at such a high price. There's still time left to go to the doctor. Well, it's gotten better. That's the thing. Is my whole leg is like getting better, but my ankle, whatchamacallit? My ankle specifically is what's swollen. Like, because my whole leg used to be like pretty swollen and like I couldn't stand up at all. But now my ankle, it's just my ankle. Is it wrong that I'm touching my ankle right now? It feels like this is way too short a distance to be touching my ankle. Ankle. I think I'm ready for what do you mean, Chikio? Man, the amount of people... See, this is what I'm saying. It's just ribcage. Hold on, you can see the... It's just ribcage. This is, by the way, this is just a flap. It's not actually there. But it's just ribcage. There's no tummy when I'm sitting down. You guys paid for tummy, and there's no tummy. There's just ribcage. I mean, your chair's basically on the ground. It's not. Okay, it is pretty close. I have the chair... May I see the keyboard? It's matte. I don't think it will reflect. Let me do this slowly to make sure that it's not reflective. There we go. It is matte. Come on. You know what? This is good enough. Hold on. I can't. There's your keyboard. There's the keyboard. That's enough keyboard. Can you try touching your elbows? Someone was telling me it's impossible. I don't know how this is impossible for some... You guys were lying to me. You guys were lying. It is very, very possible. Damn. My sharp elbows. Now they actually hurt a bit. Hold on, can we get some like elbow... This isn't working. My elbows are like, they've got too much skin on them at this angle. Hold on. Let me like try whacking it against the mic. Hold on. This isn't quite working, guys. Why? Because they make a funny noise when you tap them together. Ooh, easy when you don't have boobs in the way. I have boobs. Wait, hold on. It's better if I puff out my... See? I have boobs. Yeah. But no, I feel like, okay, what I'm saying, right, is, this is what I'm trying to explain on stream. Sure, maybe trying to do them down here, right? Like, there could be a little bit of stuff in the way that there's not too much in the way here. But if you can't do it down here, you can do it up here. Well, like, I know you guys can't see my elbows, but you can just imagine they're slightly off screen. That's good. That's fine. My chest hurts when my elbows touch. I can proudly say my boob is bigger even though I don't. This wouldn't be the first time actually that I've heard people say that their boobs are bigger than me, even though they don't have any. Well, like, yeah. One time I saw like a really strong guy and I was like, oh. I'm gonna get bullied. That's something for an Albert ASMR. Is that a thing, Albert ASMR? And now that elbows touch. Now we got some... I gotta hold my skirt down for this to be extra careful. Come on. What ASMR? Albert ASMR. So I keep doing it. Keep doing it just to brag that I can do it. Here's a side view for everyone that's wondering how it's so possible. Funny, that wants to see Moosey. One wants to say bye to him one last time. Yeah. I feel like, hold on. Let me try to get like... Let me try to get like a little bit lower. Wow. How low can the Yonoko get? I mean, you guys have seen... No. Okay, I don't need to push it. You guys have seen the whole thing. Let me put it up on screen again. Is this a... No. Where is it? Femboy December. Here is the full shirt for anyone that hasn't seen the full shirt. Here is the full shirt. There you go. This is a full outfit. It is, when I said it was a sailor shirt, it is going up to about, well, you can kind of see, like, the ribbon. You can see the bottom of the ribbon on stream. I probably could have said it a little bit higher, all things granted, but I was a little bit lazy. Yeah. My god, your skin reflects so white. My eyes. I'm very pale. It is true. Wait, the one must... Oh, I don't know if I already read that, or if I just... If I said it, or if I read it. But bye-bye, baby! Have fun, in your... No, not shower. Could be showering. Maybe you're gonna shower. It's okay. BB is doing government work right now. BB is making sure all the nuclear weapons in America aren't about to explode. That is BB's secret job. Do you guys know what BB does for a living? No. None of you guys know what BB does for a living. I know what BB does for a living. BB makes sure all the nuclear bombs don't explode in America. One bear... What, 1,000? No, I don't think America has 1,000 nuclear warheads. How many is it? I think it's above 100, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Whew. She's playing with fire as always. Oh, yeah. Okay, you're not going to the place. What? No, you see, okay, the thing is, it's not, like, it's never gonna be launched at, like, if you're scared of nuclear warheads, technically the place that has the most of them is going to be the safest. Or you could come to Australia. Australia is also pretty safe. We are better than the world. Let that be known. In swimming. In swimming. And the world includes only people who wanted to fly over to America, but in those exact circumstances, according to the hit TV show Australia versus the World Swimming, Australia is better than the world. 2,000, you think? Real? No, that's a lie. How many nuclear weapons in America? Oh. No, never mind, Okay, I take it back. It's about... about 5,000, I'm being told, nuclear warheads. Obviously, I don't think all of those are within the country itself, but yeah. You fear spiders more than anything. Australia is the last place you would want to go to. Stupid spiders. 1.7 thousand deployment. Well, I always do think though, like, humanity still hasn't created a world-destroying weapon. Right? I think they say, like, even if all the nuclear warheads were strategic, like, in the world, were strategically shot, like, you know, and exploded, I don't think it would be able to wipe out humanity. I think they say humanity would live nonetheless. Because the nuclear the nuclear winter as well, apparently isn't gonna wipe out humanity. It will kill a lot of people, but it won't wipe out humanity. That's what I've been told. So, Australia, New Zealand is more safe, but Australia, I would say, if that's your biggest fear in life, yeah. If you got other fears in life, like spiders, no. No. Avoid at all costs, yeah. Doesn't Australia have like 10? We have nuclear submarines. I didn't think we had warheads. Do we have warheads? Oh, hold on. How many nuclear weapons in Australia? 0. Yeah. We have like things that require nuclear power, but we don't have any nuclear warheads. Yeah. You look up in the corner and there was a long spider called Johnny. Oh, he's not up there anymore. Oh. Hold on, is there used to be a daddy long legs here, but I think he left. I don't know where he is. I can't see him. That's the scariest part. I'm fine if spiders are in my room. I'm not fine if they're in my room and then they're suddenly not in my room. At least I can't see them. Because that's when I'm like, okay, well then they're still in my room, but they're somewhere. But no, it's just the daddy long legs. Those are the ones that you give names. The other guy is you kick out. You have, your Saudi oil bunker in New Zealand, you will survive. Really? Does it have a bunch of cheese in it? We all learn about the American cheese cave. Does it have a bunch of cheese? For what would you need? That is a good point, yeah. Alright, it's eat time. Have a good rest of your stream. Bye-bye, Dizzy! Bye-bye! Oh my god, I can do the thing now as well. The, mwah! Welcome to the cult, Daisy! Welcome to the scrim cult. Have an amazing sleep. You have three spider friends. 2 in the corners and 1 is living in a flower pot. Oh, are you talking about like your entire house? I count it per room because I don't think a spider in my bedroom is making it out into the kitchen, right? They're not far from each other, but they are definitely, the spider's not very adventurous, right? It finds my room and it's comfy in my room. Adventure enough to find my room, no adventurous enough to leave my room. So I feel like it's, you know, different sort of, what are they called in ecology? Different, like, habitats. Yeah. Like, different ecosystems. My bedroom has its own ecosystem of, like, bacteria, spiders, flies, insects, all of that stuff, as the kitchen. Yeah. The backyard is the worst one. Right, I'm not, like, I wouldn't call myself a very big insect person. I'm not someone who keeps insects as a pet. I'm not someone who is the biggest fan of insects being in my room, nonetheless. I remember that one time I found a slug and I was too scared to chuck the slug out of my room that I waited until the slug died of hunger and then I finally threw him out because I was too scared. But in Australia you can't avoid it, especially during spring and summer. There is no avoiding the bugs and insects. Fan service at its finest. This is fan service. You guys paid for this, is a problem. Right? This is no longer fan service. This is just a service. There's only one in the hallway and bathroom from time to time. I don't know if it's just my friends from the living room wandering round or others. Oh my gosh, okay. So spiders always end up in my famed bathtub. You know how everyone gets jealous that Kaho and Yanaka has a bathtub and none of you guys have a bathtub, and Kaho is the best for having a bathtub. Anyways, you know, like my famed bathtub, there's always spiders in there, and I'm not sure how they're getting in there, right? Because I thought as a kid, I thought that they're crawling through the pipes and then coming out of the pipes, and then they're sort of like crawling around this. You know what I'm saying? They go through the pipes, but then I think, aren't those full of water? Right? Like, surely, like, even if the bath hasn't been used for a month, sure, but when the bath pipe goes straight into a pipe that does have water, so I don't know how the spiders would be coming out of the pipes, which means they must just love the bathtub, but they can't get out. That's the point. I think that's what it is. The bathtub is just a big spider trap, because they get in there and it's so smooth they can't get out. Especially when it's like wet, like, you know, you actually have used the bath. And yeah. Maxie has a bathtub. Ooh. There still should be siphon blocking it. So we do have a bath, what's it called? Sink plug? That's what we usually call them, just a plug, sink plug, whatnot. But we don't use it when we're not trying to plug the bath. Is that a thing I should be doing? Plugging my bath up? Or is siphon something else? I need water. I'm gonna grab water soon. You love the bathtub. Oh, how did the moose get in here? Huh? Wait, when you... Oh. I think I got the wrong guy. Oh. I think I got the wrong... I mistaked the reindeer for moose. I thought moose and reindeers are the same thing, but one's a deer, the other one is a Oh. Oh no, but... Oh. Well, now I've just got a dead reindeer. He had a red nose. I don't know what's up with this red nose. He had a red nose? What a weirdo. And all the other reindeers didn't invite him to games like Monopoly. And then once upon a snowy day, Kaho came to say, ho ho ho, why not take that nose away? Oh, this got a little bit brutal. Woo. Do you know what a siphon is? Kind of? Okay, you should look it up. You're supposed to ban Max. This person is not just banned. They're banned, but from, like, life. Well, I thought it was a moose, reindeer. I guess not technically a person. What is this red? Why is my... Do you guys see this? This is actually annoying me. Why is it... We all see that my hand just has a red dot. It's just really bright on camera, apparently. It's not that bright on screen. Huh. And that's like... That is just a bone right here. This is just a protruding bone. Whoa. Oh my god. That's beautiful. That is creepy. What the heck? Oh. Huh? Does everyone have this, or is this just me? Have I just discovered something about my human body? What? Can you guys check your hands right now and see if you've got this too? Wait, let me check my other hand. Hand comparison. It's definitely... I feel like it's bigger. Is it? I feel like it's bigger on my right hand than it. You're weird? I don't know. I've learned something about myself today. Oh my gosh, I learned... Unless this is, what are they called? Cysts? Unless this is a cyst. But I don't think this is a cyst. Well, you learn something new every day, huh? Oh, do you guys want to see the most amazing thing in the entire world? The Kaho Nyanako channel mascot. Hold on, let me grab him real quick. I have to drink some water. Maybe if you go to the doctor anyway, you can ask. Technically, I'd go to the GP for that. All right, I got the mascot, the channel mascot. Where is it? Over here. Bloop. Look at that. Oh, oh, I feel like I have to show him every stream. All right, bye. Can I do this without hitting anything? I feel like I'm gonna go. Ah! Oh. Kiryu, add it to the list. Kiryu, add it to the list. Add this stream to the list of streams that have a dropped item in it. I never dropped Yao. Who knew? Where is it? There we go. I feel like sometimes I grab my mouse and it's very ominous, you guys watching me grab my mouse. I could be doing anything. I could be searching up... what's something I could search up right now? Ooh. Does anyone have any ideas? Any ideas for things I can search up? A siphon. I can search up a siphon. What is a siphon? What is a siphon? Images? Oh, I know what a siphon is. I know what a siphon is. I use this to clean my fish tank. Yeah. Well, not my fish tank, like a communal. So I should mention I don't actually pay for the food. I somehow managed to to see these fish every day, and I didn't even have to pay for the food. But John, oh my gosh, he's cheating. He did it. He got it past me. He got the word past me. Well, bye for 60 seconds. I'll see you in a minute from now. Kaho cleans her own fish tank. Yeah, I share it with the other fish. No, it's not. I didn't have to buy the fish tank, the fish, or the food. I just sometimes clean the tank. The fish though are pretty cool, honestly. I have okay, no, they're not pretty cool. One of the species of fish is a freaking... What's the worst word you could call them? Like, think of like the worst insult you could give someone. Don't say it. I'm sure it's like pretty bad. I'm trying to think of like my worst insult. I don't know. Maybe it's when people call me both flat on the front and the back. That's pretty mean. Just like this person over here. Do I want? Yeah. Yeah. I was considering letting you live, but then I thought, do I want to let this person live? No. But yeah, there was a fish in there that likes to bully all the other fish and just killing everyone. Genuinely, I think he's got a kill count of like 10. I think this one fish has killed maybe 10 fish before. And at some point I say, hey, why don't we, reinstitute capital punishment? We can be the capital, and the punishment can be enacted on the fish. But this person is too attached to their fish, and so no capital punishment. I did also suggest getting another fish tank so that we could do some what's it called, solitary confinement, but that was also an idea that got rejected. So, you know, all I'm saying is I think that we should enact capital punishment, but you know, I guess I'm not the judge and jury after all. One day, I've got a wonderful stream idea. We're gonna hire a real judge. We're gonna pay real money for a real judge. And then we're gonna put you all in trial. I'll be the prosecutor, you guys can be the defendants. Yeah. Natural selection? I don't even know if it's natural selection. I don't know if you can call putting a bunch of fish in a confined, like, really tiny fish tank. But, like, I feel like there's more liters per fish in the real, like, you know, the real fish habitats than there is water in the entire fish tank, which has, like, maybe 8 fish in it total, right? Like, that is, there are more fish per liter than there are, like, you know what I'm trying to say. You get me. Hunger Games. At some point we don't feed them for a week and we see what they do. I almost accidentally did that. I almost accidentally forgot to feed the fish for the week. I was meant to feed them. I forgot for like 2 days. They were alive, but the fish maybe didn't eat food for 50, 60 hours. And you know what? Still remembered to feed my dog. Yeah. Couldn't feed the fish, still fed the dog. I'm sure they'll be fine. Oh, they were fine. Look, they're still alive, all of them. Probably still alive, all of them. There are many fish burials, which Kaho has chosen not to attend to. I feel like that's so mean, right? Like, you get invited to someone's burial and you just, you know, you're too busy. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't come. I'm busy. I got work that day. Your funeral is not enough for me to take time out of my day for your funeral. That is, that's sort of my, my sort of vibe, yeah. Stupid fish. Although, I remember the first time the first fish died, it was a genuine, like, sob fest. And by the 10th, I feel like everyone that has fish has to go through this, like, process, right? The first fish, you're crying your eyes, like, genuinely it's a sob fish. The second fish, it's, you know, there's tears. The tears are less so, like, auditory crying. And then at the 10th fish, you chuck him in the toilet. Like, because I genuinely, you know, we used to give the fish a proper burial. Like, in the... Not a proper burial. But we would, put them in the, like, the flower pot, right? Like, we'd, you know, dig a little hole for them, and then we'd give them a little gravestone and write a little... We don't do that anymore. I don't think we chuck the fish in the toilet. I think we chuck them in the compost bin. I think the fish go straight into the compost bin, and then they eventually make their way into the gardens. So still better than the toilet. Because the toilet, you end up, what? Either in the ocean, or... I don't know, does Australia use sewage treated water for things? What would... Okay. Let me think. I'm rubbing my chin. I don't think Australia uses sewage water, like, as drinkable water. But I think, I've been told that some places use it for things like agriculture and whatnot. Because it's like, it's a lot of water, right? In Australia, it's not too much water because of, like, the Australian toilets. Because I think the place where I heard that was mainly in America, where the toilets are a little bit more, you know. But still, I feel like it's a lot of water getting flushed down those toilets, getting flushed down the sink. you know, things, showers. I think that's it. Baths, for all of you bath-taking people. The dishwasher, the washing. It's a lot of water, and so yeah. Yeah, fresh phosphates for the flowers. Be careful, Max, or you end up on the compost like that thing behind. I kind of want to kick it, but then you'll see my feet. Do I? Oh, you guys can hold on. I'll show you guys like. Come on. You see that thing around my ankle? That's the bandage, cause my ankle hurts. That's the bandage. Yeah. Well, I didn't what you call it? I didn't paint my nails today either. Is the problem? Like my nails are kind of just raw dogging it. Yeah. Wasn't I got fooled into believing once that raw dogging etymology came from, like, you know, there's people who would go on like plane rides without any sort of entertainment. Like they'd be like, oh, I'm on like a, you know, 5-hour plane trip without any books, no iPads, no phones, no headphones, no music. I'm on the plane, you know? I got my earplugs. Earplugs are allowed, but I'm just on the plane. Then I figured out what it really meant. Then I figured out what raw dogging really meant. And I was like, that is not what... Like, you can see how the plain definition came from the real definition, for those of you that know. And if you don't know, well, you're either living under a rock, which I can't say very much. I also live under a rock. Or you maybe shouldn't be watching this channel. Or maybe the Kaho channel isn't the one for you. But yeah, you can see how like the original definition turns into that. But I felt so cheated being told at first it was just planes. You know? Yeah. But no, for anyone that doesn't know like the modern usage, I can understand, you know, there might be an 80-year-old person watching my streams. I shout out to all the 80-year-olds watching right now. Can we give can we give love to all the 80-year-olds who are in chat right now? But yeah, no, for anyone that doesn't know, I'm in like the scrimp heart emoji. I don't know if I want to leave. I feel like it's a little bit annoying having to mute Kaho's chest every time. I'll just wait until you say something bad. Then I'll mute you. For maybe longer than a minute. I might not have mercy. Yeah. But yeah, for anyone that's like 80, vlogging nowadays just means doing anything in a brutal... how would I explain? In like a... like... just making a byway. Kind of? I don't know, it's a hard way... It's a hard word to define. Like if I was... what's a good example? Can I get like an example of like something that you could, you know, you would use that like slang for? This mascara is very scrunched up over here. It's okay. Normally I sit on the skirt, but yeah. Just without protection. No. I don't think it's... I've heard it being used for things like, oh, you know... Well, I can't think of an example. That's the problem. There's too many things. What are you talking about? I'm talking about the like slang usage of it. You know, doing something without much preparation. Yeah. I would say, like, I mean, it definitely doesn't have to be necessarily without preparation. But if someone else were to see you doing it, or like if someone else saw you like on a plane trip without any sort of entertainment, they'll think you're not prepared. If someone saw you, say, chugging a water bottle, right? Like you're dogging the water bottle, then, you know, it would look like you didn't drink anything in the past like 48 hours and now you're really thirsty. So yeah, I guess that is a good way to sort of explain it, as like from someone else's point of view. Yeah. Also, is it just me, or have I gotten, I feel like I got taller. Put my chair down. My chair actually wasn't at its highest point. This is its highest point. I don't know why it feels like, have I actually gotten, oh my god, I actually have gotten, oh my, whoa. This camera's slowly moving down. You guys are slowly going insane. Why didn't you tell me? Oh, and I feel like I need to be a little bit lower. You guys can't see my thighs. Probably because I lowered my chair. Okay. There we go. Oh my gosh, why didn't you guys tell me that you were slowly falling? Oh, I gotta like slowly, like rotate the camera until someone notices that it's at a, you know, slightly rotated angle. You guys will be like trying to adjust your like monitor screen, being like, why is it tilted down? What? Oh. Maybe turn it off before you fix it. That would be a good idea. But who said that was smart? No, it's because they're fixing it. I'm not actually grabbing the camera. The camera can only go up to this high. This is as high as the camera can go before it's like physically not able to go any higher. The camera, unless I rip the camera off of its little stand. We don't talk about the stand. It's a cardboard box. Unless I rip the camera off of its little cardboard box stand, it's not going any higher. I should stop shaking it. I'm giving someone like someone's about to puke from all the shaking. Whoa, whoa, whoa. See how the only thing shaking is this? See what you guys have done to me? These are the things I notice. When I shake, the only thing that shakes are things like this, my hair, nothing else. But it's Kaho. Isn't it normal that Kaho just plays with fire every hand? Oh, I should have done my nails actually before whatchamacallit? I should have done my nails before this stream instead of, you know how I did my nails like half a week ago and then they kind of they tore off and then I'm like, no more nails for today. I had to take the nails off because at that point they genuinely looked like it was half nail with polish. The other half of nail did not have polish. Carl doesn't have a lot of physics. You guys are just mean. I'm gonna rest on my backrest. I'm a tired kitty, okay? You gotta give this kitty a rest sometimes. Yeah. Did you? Oh, I was you know how I mentioned the whole how Australia conquered the world today in swimming. But like, you know how I said today Australia whatchamacallit? Australia like beat the world in swimming. I was talking about, because I was like, how did Australia become so good at swimming? And then someone brought up a good point, which is just like Australia has so many swimming pools, so much like ocean. Australia suck at the Winter Olympics. In fact, I don't know why we're invited to the Winter Olympics. I don't know why anyone in the Southern Hemisphere is invited to the Winter Olympics. Because what are we doing there? Maybe New Zealand. Maybe New Zealand has some snow. I'm willing to let New Zealand in. But the only, like, I remember hearing about, like, an Australian snowboarder or something that's, like, you know, got into the Winter Olympics and it's gonna go next year. But they were like, yeah, I've lived 3/4 of my life in Canada. I lived most of my life in Canada. I never come to Australia. Like, yeah, that's kind of what you have to do. They should ban you from breakdancing too. Don't worry, I think we got everyone banned from breakdancing, didn't we? No more breakdancing in the Olympics. In fact, I believe after the whole thing, breakdancing became illegal in Australia. No, you're still allowed to breakdance in Australia, unfortunately. Unfortunately, they're teaching up. They're bringing up the next Olympians. Olympiads? I feel like it's an Olympiad. Someone who goes to the Olympics is an Olympiad, not an Olympian. I don't know. Do you guys know which one it is? But yeah, they're training up the next set of Aussies to take the piss out of everything. I'm sure Australia is perfect to practice ski jumping. We've got like 3 mountains. It's true. 3 mountains with snow on them. And I don't even think the mountains that have snow on them would be like long enough for anyone to ski down. Like, cause you know, like a pretty like big amount of mountain to ski down the mountain. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just have a little bit of snow. I feel like Australian mountains are just like not even enough snow to like ski down. You could learn snowman making. You could make snowmen up there. You could very yawny today. I don't know. You know, snow, as an Australian, snow sounds like something so fantastical. I like, it's so, you could have a snowball fight. You could, well, maybe that's not something you should be doing. I was gonna say, you know how like there's a joke about yellow snow? I was gonna like, you can pee it, but you shouldn't be having that as a holiday. You could make snowmen, you can make snow angels, you can, yeah, but that's the thing, it's like in snow you really can't do much. And then it's like, once again, I feel like it's fun for a day, and then it sucks. Like it's fun until your socks get wet because there's snow in your socks. That would sound horrible. Snow in your socks. A sock made out of snow? Yeah. You mean that tiny island towards Antarctica? Are you talking about Tasmania? Tasmania is not that small. It's pretty, I would say Tasmania is about the size of, I feel like it's a little bit smaller than Switzerland, isn't it? It's about the size of half of Switzerland, I want to say. If you split Switzerland in half, that is the size of Tasmania. Heck, the whole, like, the devil resides in Tasmania. The Tassie devil resides there. So, you know, I feel like the devil has to have his, you know, room to... Do you think... Okay, that's a good question. Do you think the devil manspreads? Do you think Jesus manspreads? Do you think it's like, it's within our, you know, biological right? Maybe because you haven't slept again. I slept sometime. No, I haven't slept in how long? I think I woke up like 11 hours ago. So 11 hours isn't that late into a day. But it is true. I probably the wake up time should have been like, I woke up 2 hours ago. But no, I went to bed really late and then I woke up really late. As long as it's not yellow snow. Well, that's what I'm saying. Don't drink yellow snow. They say yellow snow actually has better compounds for making snowballs. Yeah. Don't take me for my word, by the way. Don't make snowballs out of yellow snow and go piffing them at your friends. It's the perfect way to ruin a relationship. How do you think yellow snow is made? It's just dogs. But like, can we all agree that yellow snow is just Can we all agree on this topic? I'm reading chat. I'm waiting for the agreements. Can we all agree that yellow snow is just dogs? You need the guys, I don't think I need to tell you that the less white the snow gets, the worse it is. And you don't mean Tasmania, you mean McDonald's Island. What? McDonald's Island? Hold on. Hold on. What are you talking about? Because I don't believe Australia would call it McDonald's. McDonald's Island. It is a real place. Images. No, maps. Because here it's... like... genuinely, you know, I know it's like such a joke of like, oh, Australia like calls McDonald's Macca's, right? Like we don't call it McDonald's, we call it Macca's. But it is like genuinely, you go up to like a McDonald's and the little like Big M has, yeah. Do they have the McRib there all year? Oh my gosh, okay. Can I say with the McRib? Can I say with the McRib? So I've never had it myself. I have been in the car with people who have had it. The McRib is the stinkiest, not even like a nice stinky. Like sometimes it's nice stinky. But like I would say, depending on your mood, if you're hungry, greasy is like a nice, you know, a nice stinky smell. Or if you're not hungry, then greasy just kind of smells bad. But if you're hungry, like greasy is like nice, you know, nice and stinky. McRib? Nuh-uh. Stinky. Ugh. I did not enjoy being in that car for like the whole, like the next 15 minutes. Little Big M. No, like the big arch. Big M is a chalky milk brand. Big M is an international brand. I don't think Big M is Australian. Yeah. The McMeat. Old kitchen oil is always nasty. No. I'm not talking about like old kitchen. I'm talking like when you walk into a fast food restaurant and you smell like the, like deep fry, you know, like the deep fried stuff, the deep fry oil. It smells kind of like, if you're hungry, it smells nice. You get me? I must admit, like if you're not hungry, you're pretty sane and you can be like, oh, this smells horrible. But if you're hungry, it smells pretty nice. Yeah. Not really. Well, I think it smells nice if I'm hungry. It's great. What else is like, I don't know. I've never been that big of like a McDonald's person. What are like other, you know, like the seasonal stuff, like you know how what's it called? Starbucks is known for its like pumpkin spice latte. Wait. I just realized. Is a spice latte what we call a chai latte here? I just realized, is a spice latte and a chai latte the same thing? I think they are the same thing. I've just made a revelation. Also, you guys have not had... Oh. You guys haven't had your amazing... Ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. I know, do you want the background music on? Do you not want it on? I feel like there's moments of awkward silence sometimes. Awkward for me. Maybe not for you guys. I'm a very awkward person sometimes. Yeah, the pumpkin spice latte. And what? KFC has their, in Australia, has their Christmas in July. In Japan, they have their Christmas in Christmas. They have a Christmas actually during Christmas time. Yeah, what's like the other fast food? Like Wendy's. Anyone who has a Wendy's in their country, what is Wendy's sort of thing? You know, they're like seasonal thing that sort of comes in and then leaves. Well, what is it? I feel like every fast food restaurant has to have one of these. Or Starbucks. That's not the same, I think. Huh? Oh, do you mean spice and chai latte? Yeah, because I love chai lattes. Chai lattes are genuinely... I don't know why, but they are the best thing ever. The cinnamon. Oh. I love it. Oh, but I've never had something called a spice latte. You don't have a Wendy's. Oh. Wait, where is... Because I think New Zealand has Wendy's, don't they? Or does New Zealand not have Wendy's? Can someone search up if New Zealand has Wendy's? I thought they were pretty international, but just not here. Isn't that just in the US? No. They don't have Wendy's. Okay. Do it yourself. You're telling me no. Okay. Well... well, you guys are just mean. Does New Zealand have Wendy's? I spelled it wrong. Oh. Has 20 restaurants. Yeah. Yeah. Wendy's is a thing in New Zealand. I knew it, because I could have sworn that I've seen New Zealand Wendy's before. There we go. Okay, there are Wendy's in New Zealand. Yeah, there we go. I'm right, you're wrong. Give me $1 million. Give me $1 million by now. Don't do that. How much is a million? How much would $1 million give me in squats? If we're doing the 15 squats per million, then that's 15 million? I don't think that's humanly possible. I don't even think 1 million squats is humanly possible. Let alone, whatchamacallit, 15 million. I think your counter can't handle it. That is true. Actually, what is the biggest number I can give to my counter? I'm gonna create a new... Here we go. What will we do? We'll do quintillion to start off with, so that's 12. No. 15 zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That is a big number. It can handle it. Whoa. Whoa. That's cool. Because, whatchamacallit, don't computers usually struggle with really big, whatchamacallit, really big and really small numbers? No, it's really big and precise numbers. That's what computers struggle with. Computers are fine with big numbers, computers are fine with small numbers, but computers are not fine with precise numbers. Hold on 1 second. I might need to... No, I think we're safe. Hold on. I don't know. Boop. So I thought the I thought the body was alive. I thought I heard something, and I was like, do I need to go and make sure that this is good? But I stopped hearing things. I think we're safe. Can it go over 33,000? It can go over 33,000. Is that something? Why is it a specific number? I'm scared anytime Jonathan gives me a number. 33,000 is a bit too specific for me. Floating point numbers are a problem. Yeah. Big, precise numbers. Small? No. Yeah, big, precise. Also, do you guys want to know something? When small is also bad. You know how I said I was gonna throw the plushie Don Turtle perfectly? He actually, as if one of those like creepy dolls, Don Turtle came back. If I can. I don't think I can reach Don. Oh no, I got him. Armpit. Don Turtle came back. Oh, I'm gonna keep trying until it works. There we go. That is never coming back. I'll give you that much. Came back and took 5 other things with it. Man, it must genuinely be so creepy though. I feel like, yeah, it must genuinely be really creepy trying to chuck something away and it like coming back, because I feel like it is possible. But like, think about the odds of, you know, you throw something away and then somehow it makes its way back to you, right? Or something identical makes its way back to you. Maybe you throw something away that you don't like and someone else thought it would be a nice Christmas present for you, and then boom. Or like, you know, think about the odds of maybe you like donate it to a thrift store or what we call op shops, and then you know, someone else in your family goes and buys it, and then when you go and hang out with your family, you're like, whoa. And then, you know, you can think about like, that's a pretty small chance, but it is a chance, right? Then times that by like 8 billion people. I think it's totally possible that there's someone who was just like tried to throw something away maybe 5 times, and every time it is returned back to that person just by sheer luck. One person in the world who has had that sort of problem. Whoa. Why are my veins popping out so much? Do you guys see that? Whoa. I wouldn't say it's that warm right now. It's definitely not that warm, but oh my gosh. There's even veins in my fingies. Normally they don't pop out so much, but no. Can't be popping off. You guys, whatchamacallit? You guys are gonna get like a full, you know like those in science, like science classrooms, they have that like anatomical, oh my god, what's it called? Like the anatomical figure, and it's like sort of cut into multiple sections where it's like, here is the skin, and then here is like the muscles, and then here is the nervous system, here is the lymph system, here is the like skeletal structure, here are your organs behind all the muscle, here is where the fat is, right? That's Kaho and Yanako, right? So you can see here's the bone, right? You can see the bone, the skeletal structure, here's the skin. The muscle doesn't exist. The veins, the lymph system, you can't see actually. I don't know, you can apparently see what are they called? Lymph nodes? At some places, like if they're swollen, if you're sick, and you know, sometimes it's not with all people, you could see them like in your neck, for example, 2 little lumps in your neck. I think some people say, I don't know, I always hear about like back massages. I've never gotten like a proper massage before. I always hear it's like, oh, they're like, you know, oh, it's so stiff, the like lymph node is swollen up. And then it's like, don't worry, I got the lymph node for you. Can you see that lymph node, or can you just feel it? But yeah, I'm sure at some point, if I got really sick, you could see my lymph nodes. Not the whole system, not all of them, but a few of them. Apparently there's some nodes in your tummy as well. Yeah, right here, there's some lymph nodes. There's something rising. It's a vein. Does anyone know the difference between a vein and an artery and a capillary? The capillary connects a vein and artery. What's the difference in a vein and an artery again? One has oxygenated blood and the other one doesn't. But does anyone know which one is which? And is this a vein? Oh, can I get it under light? Hold on. Where's it best? It's best over here. Is this a vein? Is this a capillary? Caterpillar? No, a capillary. Isn't that what they're called? The things that like connect the veins to the oh my god, what's it called? Artery. There we go. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh my god, I remember the first time learning about like how the heart works. I was so... The heart is a cool thing. Hashtag shout out to the heart. It is like so cool learning about like its 4 different sections and and all that. It's kind of like have you guys ever seen like the political compass? I remember my first time learning about the political compass, which it's just like one of those X plus compasses. You guys can't see it on screen. It's pretty stupid, but I used to see so many memes of like, oh, this square is like Darth Vader. This square is like, you know, Robert Downey Jr. This square is... it's like a personality quiz, but stupider. Well, I don't know, I've seen some pretty stupid personality quiz. I remember one time someone got me to do a which bowl are you quiz, and I got like a beach bowl, and I was like, what? Who spent probably an hour of their time creating a 10-question quiz with images, right? They had to source the images off the internet. Who did this for just to figure out whether whether I am a beach ball or a tennis ball or a bouncy ball? Like, right? I don't get it. I don't get how people have so much time. Isn't there a political compass? Because there is. I remember the one that I took was like, would you be okay with sexual acts in public? Or something like that. And I was like, oh, what a strange question to add there. I think you could turn off the like the questions asked around that, but I think it was meant to try to figure out if it was very like socialist. No, I forget what it is. I think one of the acts is like capitalist socialist, and then the other, it was trying to like figure out whether you were very like open or very not open. Yeah. Well, I did answer it. I did answer the question. That means someone has to propose that it gets normalized. Well, it's basically like they were just trying to think of like things, you know. Yeah. Because I don't know. Have any of you searched up yet? Do you know what the 2 axes are? I can't remember what my result was. I had to do it in I had to do it in a like philosophy thing once. Yeah, what are the 2 axes? You could lie to me as well. I guess technically you could lie to me and I wouldn't know what you were trying to say. Man, so yawny. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I don't even feel that tired. I guess some days are like yawny days and then other days are not yawny days. And I'm like the problem is I'm like a cry yawn. Like I don't cry, but like my ears tear up when I yawn. And so every time I like have one of those days, I genuinely look like I, you know, just got divorced or something. Broken up with. Like my eyes are like beet red. I got tears and then 20% like they're running down my cheeks. Economic policy left, right. And other about social policy, authoritarianism, or libertarian. Wow, libertarian is a weird word for me. Because I feel like I always hear like, whatchamacallit? If I'm thinking about, wait, let me remember if I'm thinking about the right thing. Libertarian is like free market and all of that stuff, right? Like you deserve that, you believe that you deserve to own property, as opposed to property is sort of like, how do I put it? You're allowed to own land, for example, as opposed to the land being communal, right? Or you're allowed to like own, you know, you're allowed to like have your own private lake to yourself if you spend enough money, and that's your lake. You deserve the right to that lake, as opposed to like the lake being a communal thing that you shouldn't have the right to claim ownership over. Is free anything? What am I thinking of? But they've been changing what liberal mean. Like, this is, you know what this is reminding me of? This is reminding me of art. I remember like there's, you know, the expressionist movement, then the anti-expressionist movement, then the neo-expressionism, then there's anti-neo-expressionism, and it's so like, you lose track of what these, like, all these different art movements and like art styles and all of that is. The only ones that like really stuck with me are Bauhaus and absurdism. Absurdism also stuck with me. There were actually a few. Bauhaus, absurdism, brutalism also stuck with me. Yeah. Although I love when it comes to brutalism, I love brutalism like when it's used in terms of architecture, because I feel like this but like there were like maybe 0.01% of people out there that are like, oh, it's so like this car park is so beautiful, right? It's like practical, it's built for practicality. The 90-degree angles really like show stability and firmness, and everyone else is like, this car park is ugly. The exposed concrete, the like, you know, the oil stains. I'm like, you know, you know what I'm talking about. I love brutalist architecture because it's such a divide between people being like, wow, this is so beautiful. People are like, what? This is ugly. We had better times to build in the past. Yeah. What's your favorite canonic order for pillars? I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what canonic order for pillars are. You know, one thing actually, if you meant what I think you mean, Kiwi, as well, is I remember someone you will know who this is. He was pretty popular. He was talking about the Sydney Opera House, and like basically how it's like, you know, it took a while to make. It was kind of an absurd idea. It went over budget, over time, but like it kind of just like, it wasn't a success when it was built, right? Like, it was a little bit of a failure, and now like the Sydney Opera House is such like an iconic thing too. Also, was that you guys just see something like, anyways. The Sydney Opera House is like, you know, such an iconic thing to Australians, so like amazing and all of that. And it was like, yeah, you could not get that built nowadays. You could not like have something that's going to be built in 25 years and ever get that approved. And I was like, yeah. Well, I feel like that's normal for any project here. You always hear about projects going over price, and then you start to think, is there any project that doesn't go over? Like, has there ever been a project where someone's like, yeah, we're going to build a new tunnel from A to B, and it's going to cost us $30 million, and then it costs them like $25 million. We're like, yes, we saved $5 million. Because it's always like, yes, it's going to cost us $30 million, and then it ends up costing $45 million. And it's like, yeah, it's like when we were talking about the Sphere. You remember how the Sphere went like way over budget? I think was it the total budget was in the trillions in the end, or was it went trillions over budget? Because it was like, it was a lot of money. It wasn't just like a measly amount of money. There were countries that managed that. Really? Actually, I guess it would be bad going either way though, right? Like, giving having too big of a budget for a project is also bad. Because first of all, what are you like gonna do jurisdictionally with the money after you get it back? But like, you're gonna have money that's now strangely just appeared in your treasury, and you gotta figure out something to do with it in like a legal sense. And then also whatchamacallit, also the what else should I say? Also, like, you know, it just shows that you don't know how to budget your own economy. Yahoo! Thank you so much, Hada 071987. Thank you so much for the follow. Yahoo! How are you doing today? But yeah, I feel like it's so common you hear about like projects going over budget, and I guess it makes sense. It's easier to add money to a project than it is to take money away, especially once you've already got the sunk cost fallacy. You know, you've already invested tens of millions of dollars. How much more are you willing to invest? Maybe every time someone follows, they're gonna give like tummy. They come here for the tummy, they get the tummy. Is this what we're gonna start doing, like all the body cam streams now? You guys get a flash of tummy. Yeah. Technically, once again, not my tummy. That is my rib cage up here. My tummy is down here. This is my pelvis. I mean, it's better to have money blocked for it that can be redirected afterwards than needing to cancel budget in other areas. Yeah. I know, I think in the end, it's best to like properly budget. If I were the king of a country, well, like if I was the ultimate ruler, which I am the ultimate ruler, just my country doesn't exist. But if I were ruler, I would just make sure everything is perfect. I would make sure all my mathematicians don't make a mistake, because if they do, they get taken out back, and then they get eaten. They get taken out back, and then you never see them again. So their life is literally counting on, you know, how well they do their job. I feel like whatchamacallit, it's like a self-fulfilling cycle. Like the mathematician makes a mistake, and then I don't let them sleep, and then because they're sleep deprived, they make more mistakes, and then they make more, and then I don't let them sleep as like a punishment, and then they eventually get taken out back. They get taken aback and you never see them again. We give them a little fish memorial, a little shrimp memorial, just for them. It'll be like the little holes I dug to bury the dead in Cult of the Lamb. You know how I just dug holes in the ground and that was good enough for the memorials? If someone does, they don't deserve like a proper, you know, a proper grave at the tombstone. They just get a hole. I mean, that is kind of what graves are, right? They kind of are just a big hole. Wait a minute. Sure, the hole is more horizontal than vertical, but it is just a big hole. If I died, let it be known in my will, bury me in the biggest hole. In the biggest hole you can muster up yourself. You can bring yourself through the effort of digging. Dig that hole. Yeah. You know, for some people, they get buried, like, their horizontal length is more than the vertical length that they get buried under. But if I truly get buried 6 feet under, I'm sorry, I'm not... My coffin is more than a coffin's length underneath the soil. If Kaho got buried 6 feet under, Kaho is, not becoming a zombie. I wouldn't be able to make my way through the soil. It is still, I wouldn't necessarily say it's ever been a fear of mine. because, I mean, I just never think it would happen. But it is something that would be really scary as like a hypothetical. Getting buried alive in a coffin. But like, I have seen those like videos. I think Mythbusters did a thing of like trying to escape while buried alive. Like, could a person physically escape while buried alive? And the answer is probably not, I would say. I'm gonna say probably not. But yeah, it's just so scary as an idea, but it would never actually happen. Like, maybe it could happen like back, you know, like imagine a whole war, like warfield, right? Like, it's medieval times, you got a bunch of dudes who just stab each other with like swords or shooting each other with muskets, and you just got a bunch of guys who look dead and are just lying on the floor like stacked on top of each other. You know, especially like when it's melee battle, I know you do literally get stacked on top of each other if you die. And so it's like, maybe they're testing to make sure everyone is actually dead and not just unconscious isn't the best. So maybe it could have happened back then. I know like there were, you know, I know people probably still knew about checking pulses, but would you do that for all like, you know, 500 casualties? No! I think at some point you just start throwing people in a pit and, you know, praying that they're dead and they're not alive. I don't know. How would they, how would you do that in medieval war times? Maybe you just, maybe what you do is you just carve out the land around like the pile of dead bodies, and instead of moving the bodies to the land, you move the land to the bodies. Right. Vertical would be way more efficient. Right? Okay, sorry. I'm reading your messages a little bit late. Digging a grave but vertical? That would be way easier. And also, like, why do we need coffins? What's the point of the coffin? I know you don't want to see the dead body. Apart from that, what's the point of the coffin? Right? Coffins are not very space efficient. I say we use body bags. I say every time someone dies, we put them in a little, you know, garbage bag, body bag thing. That is space efficient and you don't have to look at the body. Kaho still can let your body behind and become a ghost. Who would I haunt if I were a ghost? I would haunt Robert. No, I would haunt BB. I think BB would be a fun person to haunt if I was a ghost. But I would have to like travel all the way over the Pacific to get to BB. That's a lot of traveling going from, you know? Because like you can't just like, you know, board a flight, you know, sit in a flight. Because the flight will go through you. The plane would take off and it would take off through you. So maybe not BB. Maybe I have to pick an Australian. Can I haunt an animal? That is such a good question. For any biologists out there, do you think animals believe in ghosts? Actually, there is a whole, like, I believe, there are some people that would say animals can see ghosts, right? Like, if a dog starts barking at nothing, some people are like, ah, oh, there's a ghost there. My dog is just barking at a ghost that he can see, but that I can't see. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's a very anthrocentric view, like, way to view the world, to think that, like, ghosts would be humans, right? To think that humans are better than the rest, and that's why humans get ghosts and nothing else. Because think about it, if it wasn't just humans, then the world is already overcrowded, right? Like, there's dinosaurs, there's like a bunch of insects. The insects could like take up a whole continent in and of themselves. So many insects, because they just reproduce so quickly. You know, a bunch of dinosaurs, a bunch of like fish. I don't think the Earth has enough room for all of these ghosts. Yeah. Earth is just way too heavy. Yeah. Just burn the bodies. You can get Well, that's the thing. Is it's pretty like. I feel like a lot of people would say burning a body in like a mass like way. Obviously cremation is technically burning the body, but like burning it in such like a, you just chuck a match on them, I feel like most people would say that's pretty disrespectful. And you know, these are soldiers from your own country, and so you don't want to be dissing these soldiers, because you're gonna get dissed when your time is up. And since sword injuries are way worse than bullets, the chances for someone to survive after becoming unconscious were pretty much zero anyways. Okay, so you were just ending it early. You know, I'm not sure how popular this movie is. I didn't see the movie. So, I remember one time my dad was watching a movie. My dad was watching a movie, and these like two factions, right? And it's like big armies. It's more like two like small king's armies, like, you know, maybe a group of 20 men went head to head and like fought each other, right? And I was there for like the end of the battle scene. And then at the end, one side like retreats and then the other side wins. And there's like a bunch of dead soldiers. And someone looks at the other and they're like, how will we know if they're dead, sir? And it was like, oh, we can check their pulse. And it's like, no, that'll take too long. And it's like, why don't we stab all of their butts? And if they scream in pain, then they're clearly alive. And there was one dude who was like, you know, still alive for dramatic effect. And I was like, that is the perfect way, right? Stab their butts. Because if they're alive, it's gonna hurt a lot. Like, I mean, imagine getting a knife through your butt. But to be fair, you could also just stab them somewhere else that would guarantee their death. I guess you don't actually have to check if they're alive if you just guarantee their death afterwards. But also to be fair, isn't that a war crime? Isn't it a war crime to kill someone who was already wounded and now unable to fight back? Yeah, not that they had the Geneva Conventions back in, you know, the 1700s, but I'm sure they still had like some sort of idea. Yeah. That's the question. Are animals/insects aware of themselves so that it can become ghosts? Do you have to be aware of yourself to become? I feel like there's some pretty unaware, like, you know, pretty, what's the opposite of like self-aware? You know, ignorant people there's some pretty ignorant people out there who we still say would get turned into a ghost. Oh, war crime is only for the losing sides. It is true. I guess you only really get charged for doing bad stuff if you're losing. Because why would, as a winner, why would you charge yourself? It is true. I'm pretty sure they didn't care. I don't know. I feel like humans are humans. Like, surely humans would have some sort of like respect for each other. Like, even if they're from a different faction, right? I remember hearing about like stories of in wars, some people would just like purposefully shoot at nothing because they're like, oh, why am I killing these people from the other side when we're both like fighting for the same reason, right? Like, we're both here fighting to, I don't know, because the king ordered us to fight. Because the king wants a little bit more land. Why are we doing this to each other? And so a lot of people just like don't. Yeah. Not most people. Most people do fight, I believe. But there are enough people that, you know, choose not to fight. Because deserting is also bad. You don't want to desert. What are like, I believe in America, if you're a deserter, you get like 5 years in prison or something if you desert from the army. Yeah. Also, I just noticed, this looks a bit like a watermelon, doesn't it? I've just noticed this now. I've never noticed this before. It looks like a watermelon. Do you think that's intentional? I think it could be intentional. I feel like it's probably intentional. There's a capybara and a bird. I feel like there's definitely a watermelon. But isn't a ghost said to exist because they cling to something in this world, and for that they need to be aware of their life? I mean, there's a whole bunch of reasons for ghosts to exist, like mythologically. I feel like, though, one of the big reasons if you do take that reason as like, oh, they cling to something, I feel like you don't have to be self-aware to cling to something, right? Like, take animals that are not, isn't the mirror test, don't they say like the mirror test is a pretty good way to know if an animal is self-aware? Or is that like a slightly different like awareness? I think it's a slightly different awareness. I think it's an awareness that you exist to other people. I think that's what it is. I think it's a sign of empathy as well. Being able to realize that you exist to other people. Like you don't just exist to yourself, but you exist to other people. Yeah, that's different, yeah. Before 1945, it was death penalty most of the time for the deserter. Yeah. Deserting, I mean, countries hate that. Find out this one simple trick. Countries will hate you. Tax agencies will hate you for knowing this one certain trick. Governments will hate you. Oh, have you guys like seen those like scammy ads that are like, you know, the healthcare industry will hate you for knowing this trick. They're gonna take down this video. And then they're trying to sell you like vitamin D capsules. Oh yeah, those vitamin D capsules are gonna really gonna save you from all sorts of diseases. If you decide to become a desert, it's pretty likely that you'll get eaten. No, we're talking about dessert as in like 1S. Yeah. Did you guys always hear the whatchamacallit? Do you guys hear like the, not technically mnemonic, but like the saying as to like, you know, how to remember the difference between desert and desert, right? Desert is a desert because you only want to go there once, right? Like desert is spelled with 1S because you only want to go there once. But dessert is spelled with 2 S's because you always want seconds. Which, can I just say, is such a big lie. Dessert, like, there have been some desserts where I'm like, man, I cannot eat another one of these. Most desserts even like an ice cream, I'm like, I don't think I could have 2 ice creams. I think that's 2. I could have a double scoop ice cream, that's different. We can all agree that a double scoop ice cream is different from 2 ice creams. Yes? We can all agree. The Mamma Mia. No, it's you know. Kaho, that's not how you hold the... Huh? Since when did I have a gun? Huh? What? I know how you hold it, right? Don't you you put your, ignore these 2 fingers for now. You wrap this around the grip. You put that in the guard. Or if you're not planning to do it, you put it up above the guard so that, you know, you don't accidentally hit the trigger. But then when you want to shoot, you put it in the guard. And then your thumb... Oh, wait, that's such a good point. Does the thumb go down here or does it go up here? I feel like it goes in between. I feel like the thumb doesn't go there, it doesn't go up there, but it goes like here, you know? I feel like that's where it would go. This is my final imitation. Not if you're huh? Is this another meme I don't know about? Is this another one of those memes that Kaho is totally out of the loop for? Oh. Okay, you don't know the meme, it is a meme. Damn it! You guys and your memes. You should know by now that I live under a rock. That I don't know any memes. I'm thirsty. I'm also, now that you mention it, I am pretty tired. I'm pretty tired today. I wonder why. But yeah, I might, whatchamacallit, Today's one might be a little bit shorter because we also did go on for like a long time yesterday, and I want to I haven't taken the pictures for today. I was gonna take the pictures for today, but what keeps happening, right, is I'm so used to with like the sleep schedule that I'm supposed to have. I would like just like, how do I put it? I would just like keep doing stuff until I got tired, and then I would go to bed. But now I like, you know, I wake up and then I do stuff. I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, I'm trying to like work on this. And I was actually doing stuff for streaming, but then I realized, oh no, it's already, you know, 12:30, I gotta start streaming. It's not just my tiredness and bedtime that stops me. It is stream time that stops me. So I gotta go take those pictures and then post them. Yeah. Oh, that was such a big yawn. Oh, I feel like crawling in bed right now. I already got the outfit planned as well. Yeah. Unfortunately, not too much tummy in that outfit. All the tummy you're gonna have to get right now from this tummy. This tummy has to be the only tummy that you guys get. I gotta say as well, today's stream has been a lot more tame than last stream. Not too much banning, or not banning, timing people out. Yeah, I haven't drunken any water this year. That is such a good point. I drank maybe 300 mils of water during this stream. You were tattooed. Yeah, I was oh my gosh. Okay, so what happened, right? One reason as well while I'm tired is because I decided instead of having a nap, I would watch the Game Awards, and then when the Game Awards started, I googled how long does the Game Awards last for, and then I got told it lasts for like 3 hours, and I was like, okay, I'm not watching the Game Awards anymore. Who won the Game Awards? Game Awards winner. I'm assuming, my guess is Expedition 33. I mean, I think that is one of the top one of the top contenders. Winner, Expedition 33. There we go. Genuinely, like, everyone has been talking about it. Holy Night Silksong on the voting list. That makes sense. What were the... Share the winner. Now I'm kind of just looking through the categories. I see. It's a lot of, I notice, Claire, Obscure, Expedition 33 winning all the categories. View all categories. I feel like they kind of won all the categories. Yeah. I feel like you're just going to bed in the morning at this point. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's not, I don't plan to keep it a permanent thing. It's because it like happened, and then it kind of like, every time I've like tried to sort of set it back, right? It's like, one, my body's not used to it. Like, my body is used to my current sleep schedule of not being a good sleep schedule. And so, like, my body is like, you know, it's kind of developed a new schedule of, oh, you gotta go to, you know, you have to have a nap at this time, and then you're not allowed to go to bed at that time. But then it makes me feel like, you know, I want to go to bed at the time I normally go to bed, and then I'm not tired. But I've tried, I remember one time I tried to, like, change my sleep schedule, pulled, like, an all-nighter, and I was like, oh, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, like, work, like, I'm gonna work hard, right? I'm gonna stay up really late, work hard, and then take the biggest sleep ever. I was so tired. I failed the first night, then I said I'm gonna try again, and then I ended up, like, watching, like, YouTube until I had to go to bed. It was pretty bad. I was very, very tired. Yeah. Just like Daisy. Once again, I feel like Daisy has a way better sleep schedule than I do. Daisy gets slack for a sleep schedule. At least Daisy is somewhat consistent. Mine recently has not been consistent. But as I said, I do plan to one day, one of these days, I'll go back to, you know, my normal one. Is it already permanent? No, I wouldn't say it's permanent. Especially since it's been changing. Like, it's still changing, right? Because the reason I chose my sleep schedule as well is because it wouldn't interfere with anything. But, like, it's very rare that something happens when I'm supposed to be asleep. But since my sleep schedule is no longer that, a lot of things happen when I'm supposed to be asleep. And so I have to stay up instead of going to bed. I have to like wake up very soon, and then I'm tired, and then I take a nap at this point, and that, and yeah, it's just a mess. I don't think that'll happen until next year. I am willing to agree with that. How many days? December's 31 days? 18 days. 18 I don't think it's gonna get fixed in 18 days. Although, I think January. I think I can do it in January. Yeah. I'm starting to feel a little bit like... You can kind of tell by the veins. Actually, no, the veins are still there. Starting to feel a little bit like colder as well. As the night rages on, it just gets colder and colder and colder until poor Kaho is too cold. I could turn the fan off, to be fair. The fan is also just there because, before I was like, sort of over... What's the word? Like, you know, like sometimes you feel like you need a fan. You don't need the cooling effects of the fan. You just need the fan. That's what I was feeling like before as well. You get winter and no. You don't have a fan. Wait, you don't have a fan? Not even like a portable, like you plug it in fan? You don't even have like one of those fans that like it's on a stand and then you just plug it into a power outlet? Huh? No? What? On a hot day, what do you use to cool yourself then? Surely you're not using an AC, are you? I feel like an AC uses up so much energy, like if a fan would survive. Like an AC is like fine, but if you can use a fan, it's like it's way cheaper on the energy bill than trying to use an AC. The only thing blowing here is my air dryer. Your hair oh, but that doesn't do cold. Well, okay, no. My hair dryer is not a fancy hair dryer at all, but it does have a little button on it. And if you press the button, then it will spew out, not cold air, but just not heated air. Which is what a fan does anyways. Fans don't spew out heated air. Actually, that's such a good point. Now that I think about it. Now that I think about it, I think it's... My fan is going slow enough. And, the temperature change has been quick enough. I think the fan is just blowing down warm air. I don't actually think it's blowing down cold air. Technically, no fans actually blow down cold air. It's just the movement of air that is cold to humans. But I mean, like... Hot air, it rises, and then the fan is blowing the hot air. I don't think it's cooling me at all. Which I'm not complaining, but... Yeah. Because I like the feeling of the fan. Jonathan pisses himself. Jonathan officially... he said it himself. Officially pisses himself. You just open the window. But that's a problem. On like a hot day, the window just makes it worse, right? Unless you already had your window open, in which case, like, okay. But as long as you've got like some kind of insulation to your house, the window just makes it worse. Because it like it brings the hot air into the house. It blows away the insulating air layer around your skin. Yeah. So it does like the movement of the air cools you down, but technically the air is warmer than the air that I'm feeling. Probably. That's why you'll see like big department stores or like just anything that's like a tall roof. You will sometimes see like big fans there and they're blowing. And they're very importantly, they're blowing slowly. And it's because, you know, they try to heat the place up, but all their hot air goes upwards. And so they try to blow the hot air back down towards the customers. But it's always like, the reason why it's slow is because the fans are never powerful enough for you to be able to feel it. You just get the, like, benefits of warm air without actually having to feel the blowingness of the air. Because my poor hair... Oh my god, you know one thing that I hate? Talking about, like, things that, like, stores do with cooling devices. It's a lot more fine now, okay? I've grown up now. Like, it's a lot more fine now. It's something I can deal with. It's something I can get prepared for. I remember when I was a young lass, when I was a young kid, like, you know, I'd sometimes go shopping with my parents, and there was that one aisle, not one, it's usually multiple aisles, but the freaking, like, fridge aisles? I hate the fridge, not the freezer aisle, like freezer aisle, it's, you know, so cold that they decide to use doors. And the doors are fine, because the doors, I'm not getting cold on the other side of the door. But the fridge aisle, they decide to, like, use those ones that are, like, the open display, and you can, like, you know, just reach your hand in and grab it. I would hate those so much. They would make me so cold. So now I know if I go grocery shopping, first of all, make your trip through the aisle as quickly as possible. My parents never did that. I do that. Second of all, if you can, wear a jacket. I would rather be warm in all the other aisles than cold in that one aisle. Because it's so cold. And I don't know how the grocery stores afford it as well. How do you afford keeping a fridge that's just the entire building and then also heating up your building so that your building isn't an entire fridge? Like you get me? It's like that thing I heard that's like, we have this big house that, you know, is there to keep us warm from the cold. But then we have a little house inside of our big house that is there to keep things cold. Like, you know, from the warmth of our house. It's there to protect them against the warmth of our house. And then we have an even smaller house there to heat up the things that you take from the cold house inside of our house. You know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like. They got this the freezer or fridge aisle that's there to cool down the things and protect those things against the heating of the big thing. But then the big thing is heating to protect it against the cold of the little things. It makes no sense. I hate it. This is one and one aren't adding up here. Saying it only makes it sound weird. No, but like you get what I'm saying. Like we live in a house that protects us from the cold. Then there's a house inside of our house that protects things against the warmth. Then there's a house also inside of our house that's there to reintroduce the warmth to the things that we were trying to protect from the warmth. Oh, I remember one thing that I loved. A short film that I loved watching. It's from Love, Death and Robots. And it's like one of the first, I think it might actually be the very first episode from Love, Death and Robots. And it is, basically like people, they buy a new house or something like that. Maybe they've already owned the house. Anyways, they open up the freezer and like, you know, they get themselves drinks. So they get themselves ice and then they find their like mammoth within the ice. And it turns out their freezer is just a like time like sped up time of all of humanity, and they're able to like watch humanity prosper, thrive, and then destroy themselves, and then regrow as an alien nation. That's how interesting freezers are to me. Because also you gotta think about it, right? Like, heat, like, to those who know how a freezer works, it makes perfect sense. But like, heat isn't something that exists in negatives, right? Like, cold doesn't exist. Cold is just an absence of heat. So then you ask yourself, how are you supposed to remove heat from something that doesn't exist, right? Yeah. I know, that always baffled me until I figured out how you do it, but I still find it very interesting. Only that the outside can't be controlled. No. See, you're just making assumptions here, Kiryu. Because last time I checked, humanity had controlled the outside environment by 1.5 degrees. So, clearly, we're doing something correct. we can't control it down to the specific degree per day, but we can control it, we can make it warmer or colder. Yeah. Man, stupid weak animals can't even handle a couple degrees of warming. Stupid weak animals, gosh. No, apparently, I said one of the, like, problems that I heard about with the whole global warming thing that I never even considered is the fact that, like, humans pass the temperature of 37.5 degrees or whatever, cannot, like, naturally release body heat, and so humans are very prone to heat stroke at that point. Apparently humans have quite a high, like, inner body temperature. Apparently for some animals it's, like, a lot cooler, and so, you know, adding 2 degrees to the average temperature makes it way more likely for those animals to have heat strokes where they're living. They're not living in Australia, I'll tell you that much. Any animal that lives in Australia can definitely deal with those hot days. Australia, you need to be something else to live in Australia. Clearly, I was not made for Australia, but yeah. Every time I feel, every time I go outside, I feel the sun burning my skin, and I check my phone during the summer, right, which has been like recently, and I'm like, why is it so bad? Why don't we have an ozone? Yeah, 2 degrees is nothing to exactly. I don't care about those stupid other animals. Survival of the fittest. They're weak, they deserve it, we're strong. We're gonna feel Kaho's inner temperature. I don't know if you're gonna feel it, but, you know, I guess technically, surely, I guess technically you can feel the same temperature as the temperature that is in my body right now, but you're not gonna feel the same temperature, molecules, energy distribution as my body. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. I mean, how would you remove energy from your body when the outside is warmer than the inside? Well, clearly freezers can do it. Don't we just have coolant in our body? Aren't humans just a big coolant thing? Well, actually, that is how humans do it, right? Because or else you would genuinely die at temperatures above 37 degrees. You don't actually die, you're just more susceptible of heat stroke. Humans, because we can sweat, water can go up to 100 degrees Celsius, and then we can push the water off of our bodies, and then that way the water, you know, if you're in an environment that's 100 degrees Celsius that water can't evaporate, you're already a goner. Which is why they say the biggest problem isn't high temperatures, it's high temperatures and high humidity. Because the higher the humidity, the less water can evaporate, meaning the only way to get water off of your skin is to physically rub the water off. And that's why they say if you're in a highly humid, highly temperatured place, have a wet towel with you. You know, use a wet towel, wipe yourself with a wet towel, add artificial sweat, grab, you know, just do that to help yourself keep cool. If you can. If you've got an AC, that's also recommended. I know the AC is also like kind of causing the problem, you know, with how much energy they use. But it's okay. You're allowed to use an AC if you're about to die from heat stroke. I'm sure no one is going to be calling you, saying you're destroying the world for saving yourself like that. It's the cows. The cows what's killing. The cows are killing the world with their farts. Would be pretty bad if the water on your skin gets 100 degrees Celsius. Yeah. That would be pretty horrible. You know, I genuinely believe, you know how like in sci-fi and like space movies, it's, you know, you go into space, you take off like your spacesuit, right? And then you freeze to death. You immediately freeze to death. And I'm like, that makes so much sense because the temperature in like space is close to 0 Kelvin, right? It's not at 0 Kelvin, but it's close to 0 Kelvin. But turns out because there's so little molecules in space, there's nowhere for the heat to leave your body. But like, cause you know, for the heat to leave your body, you need to transfer that heat to other molecules. But you can't do that in space. I mean, you can very slightly. There's what, I think in like the emptiest parts of space, there's like 2 atoms or 2 molecules, I think. 2 molecules per square inch or something like that, which is not many. Not many, I can say. You just have to send out as info. Yeah, and that would take a while to radiate your heat out using heat waves. And so yeah, apparently the other way, apparently you would just die of oxygen deprivation, I believe, right? I've also heard things of like, oh, the blood in your skin would boil because of like the pressure difference, or like your lungs would explode because of the pressure difference. But I believe the human body is stupid stupid moth. I believe the human body is capable of actually not dying by that, and I think it is genuinely you just die of oxygen deprivation. You would fall unconscious very quickly, and then you would die of oxygen deprivation. Yeah. So it's better to be in low pressure than in high pressure. Because I think there was an astronaut once that got stuck in a low pressure environment. It was, whatchamacallit? I think they created a vacuum, not a perfect vacuum, but a vacuum in like a, you know, I'm not sure if it was NASA or another country did it. But yeah, and then someone's spacesuit accidentally depressurized, and so, but they didn't like explode. They just kind of stopped being able to breathe. Yeah. But there is that story of whatchamacallit, the people who lived in the pressurized you know, like the pressurized like tanks that they send to the bottom of the ocean? Yeah. They're like people that were living in there, and then the people who were working on it didn't close the thing properly, the valve, and then the high pressure just got to them, and definitely way more brutal than low pressure. More that your blood can't circulate anymore. Okay, that would make sense. But yeah, if your blood can't circulate, like, I mean, you're not gaining any oxygen anyways, like, you're not breathing in oxygen, so your blood's not doing very much, like, circulating. There's no oxygen really for it to be circulating, so yeah. I believe if you were to lose your space helmet in space, your arm isn't freezing over, you're not like, what's that one movie? It's like, they take off their space, like, hand, and then they rip off their arm, and they throw it behind them to, like, get the momentum to get back to their spaceship. That's That's not happening. You're not ripping off your arm in space. They died because of the shockwave, because of sun pressure loss. Yeah. Apparently, the gruesome description is that they basically had to fit their entire bodies through a, like, pinhole this small. Which didn't... Well, it kind of worked. But it didn't work with them coming out alive. Yeah. Huh? Oh, it's back! Oh! Is it back? Is it working? It's not telling me that it's working. It's working! Yippee! It's half back. No, it's back now. It's fully back. Bring back tummy. Bring back tummy. Bring back tummy. We want tummy. We want tummy. We want tummy. Oh. It's very broken for me as well right now. It's not the most... I mean, I did say I might leave sometime soon. So maybe that's like a sign. You know? Your Twitch is very confused. No, we're back. Dummy! Oh, ribcage. In fact, my ribcage... I think I was talking about this before. My ribcage is all the way down. It ends here. Right there. So technically, you can't even see it all. You can't see the bottom of my ribcage. Oh, there's a tummy. Ah, we're all waiting for the tummy, but there's a tummy. Ignore, you know, the dead body behind me. Can you plan your ribcage like a xylophone? Oh my gosh. I remember hearing one time a VTuber, they were like, I think it was someone's like, can you touch your elbows? And they'll like, listen to my ribcage, and they start like knocking on their ribcage. And they're like, do you really think I can't do that? Did my computer just play a sound? Huh? I swear I just heard something. What? There's no one out. I don't think there would be anybody outside. Would there? No. I don't think there's anybody outside of my window. She's going insane. I swear I just heard my computer play like a noise. And it sounded like a demonic chant as well. It was like it sounded like it was speech but backwards. Right? Like, you know how when someone speaks backwards, like, that's what it sounded like. It's Jay, he's out there. Jonathan is outside of my window right now. Maybe there are people outside of my window. I don't know. It's scary.